Right. So this is a Business Insider. Okay. Upstart Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang draws youthful, diverse crowd at the Lincoln Memorial. Okay. Washington. Andrew Yang, the upstart Democratic presidential candidate without a background in politics, held a rally Monday at the Lincoln Memorial and drew a large and diverse crowd on an unseasonably cold and windy day. Yang's candidacy is unconventional and outside the mainstream, as is rallying in Washington, while the rest of the Democratic field is traversing early voting states like Iowa and New Hampshire. But Yang still managed to amass a crowd of a few hundred, which is comprised of a mix of college students and eager political junkies looking at an alternative candidate. Okay. The crowd was predominantly young, especially for a political rally. Students from nearby George Washington University, American University, and Georgetown University were in attendance, clad in Yang 2020 gear and hats that just said math across the front. Okay. There were many Asian Americans in the crowd as well, ranging from all ages. It makes sense given that Yang is easily the most recognizable, viable Chinese American in history to run for the U.S. presidency. The opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian man who likes math, he reportedly told the crowd. Okay. Yang's campaign is technologically advanced as well, which he touts as a component of his entrepreneurial background. Attendees checked in to the rally with quick response codes they receive in advance so the campaign can know what supporters are participating. Okay. Yang's campaign is centered on his proposal to enact a system in the U.S. of universal basic income, which would give every American adult $1,000 each month, no questions asked. Yang says this is key to stimulating the economy and boosting the overall well-being of U.S. citizens. Part of how Yang sells the plan during rallies is coordinating with the audience. Yang repeated two phrases frequently throughout the entire rally. I looked at the numbers and math. When he says these key words and phrases, the attendees would in unison raise their signs that read math and shout the phrase. Okay. Throughout the rally, okay, Yang engages with the audience. When someone would interrupt him, he responded with a question for them or cracked a joke at his own expense. When chanting broke out, Yang did not try to reel the crowd back in to focus on his speech, instead joining them by repeatedly shouting, chant my name, chant my name. Okay. Yang floated alternative ideas to the way Washington works, which is part of his branding as a brilliant and independent thinking entrepreneur. I'm going to be the first president to use PowerPoint at the State of the Union, he said, while describing how lawmakers too often stick to uninventive orthodox approaches to problem solving. Okay? The rally was an uncanny breath of fresh air, according to attendees. Yang is able to engage the audience in a personable way, unlike many stiff politicians. It is eerily similar to the way Donald Trump hit the trail in 2016, presenting himself as the alternative to a corrupt system. Okay. But Yang even acknowledged how Trump was able to win in 2016, pointing out that he got things right in terms of realizing the U.S. economy was not what it once was and how the American way of life has suffered. But Yang's solution is different, decidedly more liberal and focused on reining in big technology companies as industries like e-commerce and automation claim more and more jobs from working class Americans. Okay. After Yang ended his speech, the crowd quickly dispersed, but his campaign is still rolling. He will be making stops in Georgia, Nevada, and Iowa in the next week. Yang has catapulted in the polls, surpassing senators, governors. Through a viral campaign, he managed to surpass the minimum 65,000 donors needed to secure a spot on the Democratic National Committee's primary debate stage, while other prominent Democrats are still struggling. Okay, wow. So this is huge. Like I said, I've given Yang at this point a soft endorsement, not a hard endorsement. But I think he has a lot of good ideas, and he's showing now that he's personable. He's able to relate to people. He's able to relate to younger people, and I like how he said he wants to use PowerPoint for the State of the Union. I think I'd be really good in visualizing to the country exactly what his policies are doing, and how his policies are actually affecting the country. He would be the first president to do something like that, and I think that would be something that would really take us into transparency, to a lot more transparency, and make transparency a lot more clear. Me personally, I like the way this guy's campaign is going. I would much rather see him in there at this point rather than the current administration. I don't think the current administration has been very innovative in a lot of the things that they do. I think they've been a lot of rhetoric centered, ideological centered. Like, what's the point? What's really the point of trying so hard to repeal Obamacare? Like, what's the point of that? People are dying because they won't accept Obamacare and that kind of thing. I think that kind of culture stuff needs to be done away with. But I'm very excited about this campaign. Please subscribe to this channel, support this channel, leave comments, subscribe, get the likes up. Check out hit me up on the Cash App. Peace.